What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing Boruto episode 248. And I want to start off by saying I am kind of glad that this episode, I felt like it was better than the last two, which I felt really mixed about if you watch my reviews. But this one is a little bit more of a step in the right direction, so let's talk about it. So this one starts off with everyone finding out that Denki and Iwabe ended up getting captured, which is what happened at the end of episode 247. So now there's a little bit more urgency to go find Funamushi and his unit and to go rescue their friends. There was already urgency to begin with because Kagura died and they wanted to avenge him, so now the tension only increased. What happens next is Funamushi's unit ends up getting spotted by Mitsuki, and we have a little conversation after that between Hebichigo and Metal Lee, and she says that she survived so long in general because she has no intention of sacrificing herself for others. And this is honestly foreshadowing a little bit in a way of what happens later in this episode, which caught me off guard. We'll talk about that when I get there, though. But we then cut over to Funamushi and his crew, and he's telling them that they're going to strike at daybreak. And it's interesting because he's not fully healed yet, but he explains that he wants to get the whole, revenge thing done sooner rather than later because he's already ignored Arumi's orders to retreat for a day now. So he doesn't want them showing up and forcefully dragging them back. So, the plan pretty much that they come up with when they face off back to, the good guys is the three swordsmen and Metal Lee will be in the front line while Boruto and Team 7 are going to prep to face off against Funamushi. So this battle starts off, I'm not going to lie, the art was pretty meh. I don't really know how to describe it exactly, but it just didn't seem right at a lot of parts. The animation varied. Sometimes it was okay, sometimes it was sometimes it was pretty solid. And this is just them fighting off some grunts, so I can see why they didn't go too crazy on animation here. It is what it is. And there was a part where Hebichigo actually goes and she saves Metal Lee. I thought that was a cool little instance there. We then move on and get Funamushi versus both Boruto and Kawaki. And Funamushi tries to provoke Boruto. I don't know if this actually happened or not, but he tries to tell him that his two friends died begging for their lives. They died in a pathetic way. So he's pretty much trying to say that he killed off Denki and Iwabe. I personally don't think it's true. That would be kind of underwhelming if they just, got cut off screen like that. But he is definitely trying to provoke Boruto here. And it'll be interesting to see, what they do with Denki and Iwabe from here on. If indeed they do die, I know it's going to matter a lot because it seems like one of the themes this arc is going for is that war causes a lot of deaths. Like anybody could pass at any time, and they showed that again with this episode because another character died that I wasn't expecting to die, especially since Kagura died. But, I'm sure they're thinking of something when they're pulling off all these deaths at the moment, and I guess we'll see what happens going on. But in this battle, I did like that Boruto actually used his thunderclap arrow. It's just nice to see him use a few moves rather than just a Rasengan, and he realizes that Funamushi's weakness to his jutsu is actually similar to what Suigetsu's is. And I really like that they called back to that arc with Jugo and him not being able to get the whole curse mark thing under control. It was a good callback to an arc that happened a long time ago, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I do think it makes a lot of sense that his abilities are similar. And Suigetsu, he's not no joke. He's probably, if you're just comparing the whole general Shinobi world, he's probably still one of the guys that's up there somewhere in that top 25 range or something like that. But Boruto and Kawaki end up gaining the upper hand from here on, and I did like that Boruto also brought out his wind style Gale Palm attack as well. And when it seems like, things are finally in their favor, Funamushi brings out his ultimate move, which is called Water Style Raging Jellyfish, and he brings it out while it's raining. That's the real reason why he attacked at the time he did, and it seems like he timed it well because, now there's a natural source of water there for his jutsu, and he took advantage of the rain. So this is where I feel like the animation surprised me. It surprisingly was good at a lot of parts because this was an episode that was animated by the studio Fortune, and they normally do a lot of, you know, okay to meh, animation, some passable animation, but never anything, crazy notable. But today was like one of the first times I think I saw that they did a good job, especially at like the whole sequence of trying to take down this jutsu of Funamushi's, and along with Boruto charging towards it and everybody assisting along. So I thought that they did a good job on that. So what happens is Hebichigo kind of does a sacrificial play here. She goes and she sews the jutsu to try and stop it, but it's taking like a lot of chakra, which makes sense. And in the meantime, Lee is protecting her from the grunts in the area so she won't, get snuck up on or anything like that. Meanwhile, Boruto and Kawaki are charging in, and it seems like Hebichigo, while that's happening, takes a hit. As Hebichigo takes a hit, Lee realizes what happened, so Metal Lee is, concerned about her. Meanwhile, Boruto ends up landing a Rasengan with some assists that he got from Kawaki, Sarada, Buntan, and Mitsuki. So everybody was involved and played a role. And like I said, the animation was surprisingly good during the scene. The only thing that I would complain about a little bit is, the Rasengan didn't really seem like it had a ton of impact, and somehow Funamushi survived again. But, it is what it is. And right when it seems like Funamushi's knocked out at least, Boruto let his guard down for a second, and Funamushi grabs him from behind. He's about to, try and kill him with the kunai, but Buntan ends up coming from behind and stabbing Funamushi before he can do anything to Boruto. And Buntan also says while she's stabbing him that this is for Kagura. I also like that. I think it's pretty fitting that she's one of the people that ends up getting a key blow in the whole revenge thing for Kagura. And then to end off the episode, this is where the unexpected happened a little bit. I wasn't too bummed out about this one, mostly because I guess I don't care for her character as much as I cared for Kagura. I thought Kagura was one of the better anime canon characters they introduced. So Hebichigo actually dies, and right before she goes, she thanks Metal Lee, and I think this could be pretty important for his development down the line if they decide to use him. It did catch me off guard because I thought Kagura, they tried killing him off, they did kill him off because they wanted these three swordsmen to come down and develop for the mist, but now we're down to two. So I think now that Metal Lee has to play a role in the climax of this arc just to get some revenge. I really, really hope they give him a chance for that, but we'll find out. And to add to the finishing touches, Hebichigo ends up getting buried next to Kagura. I thought that was a nice little thing. So overall, this was a solid episode. I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. The death was unexpected, but I wouldn't say it was bad or good necessarily. It could turn out to be good if they do something for Metal Lee down the line. But I'm kind of glad that it just wasn't, Kagura being used. Maybe they're showing that anybody can go. Aside from the main characters that are still around in the manga, but they're trying to show that a lot of characters can go, because it's a war scene, it's a war time in that village. So I understand what they're going for. Solid episode overall. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. But that's going to be it for this one. Be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Hope you guys have a good day or night. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.